All right. You know what I think it's time for?
What's that?
Let's read some from a certain point of view.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, from a certain point of view. A book for charity. No, we're not going to do The Empire Strikes Back because that's not out yet.
Oh, no, this is audiobook. I'm sorry. Go back. And let's go right here. Oh, the first one's now $14.
Well, yeah, that's the paperback.
Okay.
Absolute rubbish. Let's start there.
70% give it a 5-star.
So, for those of you who don't know, from a certain point of view, came out on the 40th anniversary year that Star Wars came out. It is a book of short stories that tell the story of Star Wars from different characters in the background's perspectives.
Pretty much every character in the background's perspective. Just about.
A handful of them have Obi-Wan is the protagonist. But other than that, they're really characters that don't have a lot of dialogue or have none at all. Most of it's crap. It was written for charity, which makes it even less excusable to be crap. And it's just bafflingly bad.
Yep. Next one comes out next month.
And yeah, what was the code name for it?
Oh, something that I found on Twitter. They one of the editors said the subtitle for this book should be "Gay and in Space." So that's already setting themselves up for failure.
And for those, like, just to put this out here right now, Matthew and I literally don't care if a character in Star Wars, like what their sexual preference is, what their race is, what their creed is. What we want are good characters. And a good character needs to have more going for said character than their sexual preference, what the race is, what they believe in. Like it needs to be a mix. There needs to be a good character. These things can be in there. That's fine. But that can't be their character.
Right. It can't be the crutch that, like, everybody, let's lean on this part of the character. It's like, give us a good character, please.
And to me, it's a disservice for these minorities that they're trying to represent. It's literally like a corporate boardrooms. Like, this character has to be this character has to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't.
Yeah, and there's certain books that you could read, and it feels like they squeeze a little sentence in about the character that makes you know that they're a certain thing or whatever, what they prefer. It's like you had to put that in because the publisher sent it back to you and said, hey, we need to make sure that this character is this.
That's another thing. When it flows in the story, it's fine.
Yeah.
One comes to mind, Resistance Reborn has an offhand line, but it doesn't make sense in story.
Same with Black Spire.
Was that Black Spire?
Black Spire does it too. With yeah.
But the big one for me was Lords of the Sith, the 4th Disney canon book that came out, was touted as the first gay character in Star Wars. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That character is in one paragraph where she's actually a character and like has things to do other than being like in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's, from a certain point of view, is a lot like this.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of nonsensical BS with a handful of decent stories.
It's the diversity book. That's all it is, right?
Diversity quota.
Yes.
It's also known as the Marvel Standard.
Which, by the way, from a certain point of view, there are some stories in that first book that I did enjoy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm looking forward to a couple of them in the new book coming out. I did a video about that. I read all of the excerpts that were released on them. Only 7 of the 40 sounded interesting to me. So, I'm going to read those, maybe dive into a couple others, and we'll see how it goes. But right now we're looking at the 1-star reviews on Amazon from a certain point of view. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a difference in paperback versus the hardcover.
No.
No?
If it will say probably if you went to verify the purchase, whether they bought the paperback, the hardcover. The only thing that would be different is that the Audible version would also rate the performance of the narrator, which that's all over the place in the audiobook too.
Yeah.
But that's typical of short story books.
Yeah. Get some good storytellers and you get some bad storytellers. So first one, there's only 2 1-star reviews on here, which is kind of surprising, honestly.
Did you click on the 1-star reviews?
Yep.
Oh,
and it shows there's only 2. And they're both verified purchases. The first one says absolute rubbish. Of the 40 stories in this volume, only 4 of 6 of them are high quality or interesting. The rest are desperate to be relevant, canon, and adjacent to the main plot of the Star Wars, but fail miserably at engaging the reader because they are so incredibly, sorry, here we are again with the reading. They are so incredibly short that they barely qualify as a short story. In fact, some are so poorly written that they are indistinguishable from bad fan fiction. Save your money and buy the short story collection from the EU Expanded Universe. Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina, Tales of Jabba's Palace, Tales of the Bounty Hunters, Tales from the Empire, and so on. While these volumes are no longer considered canon by Disney, they are much more interesting and better written. So, I have all of those. Haven't read any of them yet. Have you read the Tales books, Jeremy?
which ones?
We've got Tales of the Bounty Hunter, Tales of the Empire, Tales from the New Republic.
Yeah, I've read some of each. Tales from the New Republic is short stories from the Adventure Journal. Those are fine. They're actually really good. Some of them actually got audio books out of them, like audio drama.
Oh, cool.
Which is neat on cassette back in the day. But the new canon ones, they're just eh.
Yeah. Well, I know that the new canon does have a big collection of short stories that they had in Star Wars Insider, but they pulled those. So they're really hard to find now.
Collection, or do they have a handful that have been reprinted in paperbacks?
They have some reprinted in paperbacks, but there are a lot still that are out there that I couldn't find. I have a list of the ones that I couldn't find. But apparently in December, Star Wars Insider is going to be publishing new short stories in preparation for the High Republic. And the short story is going to be written by Charles Soule.
Is it because of the High Republic, or is it because no one buys Star Wars Insider anymore?
It could be. Because to me, that was the selling point of the magazine, was like, oh, there's a short story.
That's been the selling point since the prequels, since the internet became popular.
Well, it's like they stopped doing it when the movies, I think the last one was when Rogue One came out. They're like, all right, guys, we're going to stop.
Because I bought that issue.
Yeah.
I bought that issue to read that, and then it actually came out in the Rogue One paperback.
Yeah. So I think they probably stopped because they're like, oh, hey, we can't publish any more of this because we don't know the direction of the movies or something.
Now,
probably like that.
Do you buy the paperbacks for the short stories for the new canon?
I bought one paperback for the short story. Because I think it was actually considered a novella in the back. I can't remember. I might be wrong about that. What's that?
Was it the Delilah S. Dawson short story for Force Awakens?
Yes, I have that one, and the other one from Delilah S. Dawson, the Galaxy's Edge Black Spire. That has something in the back of it too.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't read that one yet. The short story, anyway. I mean,
I really don't like her writing.
It's not the best. I mean, I was more pleased with the Galaxy Black Spire than I was with Phasma story.
I'm sorry, you lose me when you make a book about a children's theme park attraction and you have a hot poker shoved into your main character's tear duct.
Yeah.
And like almost gets her eyelid cut off.
Yeah, crushed in her storage boxes, I think. Oh
yeah, and then she gets the crap beaten out of her too. It's really unpleasant.
Yeah, I guess Phasma was unpleasant too. A lot of graphic stuff in that book too.
Phasma wasn't promoting
a theme park. Yeah,
theme park. You didn't have 2 chapters about every attraction in the theme park. tried to make it fit into Star Wars. It was literally, I was like laughing because it was so like, this is that. It's like with a lot of the 80s cartoons, the whole like to promote the toy line is clearly to promote toys.
Mhm.
It was a book about theme park attractions.
Yeah, they do what they can.
Bomb roasters or wherever those are called, they're chicken skewers.
Haven't been. Probably will never be able to go.
I just thought that name was stupid.
Yeah, it is. This next 1-star review, this one doesn't really count. So it says, I did not order this. Amazon have just sold it to me without authorization and doesn't allow me to claim a refund. Very unhappy.
Are you sure about that? Or were you trying to type out this review and you accidentally bought it?
Probably.
Let's read some of these 5-star reviews because I want to claim a theory, but we need to read some of these. Like A+. Lovely.
A+. That's the review. A+. 5 stars.
Love it.
Here's another 5-star review. Love it. What's this one up here? Little Jim says, a great collection of shorts about some famous and not so famous characters.
None of these people read these books. It's so clear.
Okay, what is this one? The story of various storytellers. I like the takes from series, from legends, and this is a fantastic tale of takes from Star Wars A New Hope. Episode 4. This is horribly written. With many different authors, all the stories have a different feel and provide a fantastic new views on a story many years ago in a galaxy far away. Sorry, that's a pretty bad, pretty poorly written review there.
No, I will agree. They are definitely feel very different. Some of them feel like bullshit.
Yeah. Here's another 5-star review. Bought as a gift for my Star Wars mad partner. He said some stories are better than other, but man, the writers of these reviews are not doing too well. Bought as a gift for Star Wars mad partner. He said some stories are better than others, but overall it's a great book and great to be able to read the short stories on the go in a travel-sized book. Okay.
Sorry, I almost dropped an F-bomb right there on your channel.
Let's go to the next page. Like Star Wars, buy it. I'm a Star Wars geek, and this is exactly what I wanted it to be. I don't know how it holds up against other Star Wars literature, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Huh. Well, wonder if that person ever bought new Star Wars books. Great idea, well executed. This was a great read, addressing plot holes and giving great insight into events from A New Hope. Out of 40 stories, only a couple didn't work for me. Too many centered around Mos Eisley. Definitely a must through for Star Wars fans. Well, too many centered around Mos Eisley. Well, it's actually following the whole storyline.
Yeah, well, I will agree. You linger in the cantina for a long time, but the thing is, Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina did it so much better.
Here's one. Nice little book. Some of the stories are brilliant.